Happy New Year. So I am working on a Mando helmet that I'm doing for Cody. He's the head of my squad in the Alabama Garrison 501st. He's doing this for a buddy of his, so I am now on to the weathering phase. He kind of gave me freedom on what to do here with this paint style. He said he just wanted it the main color to be a dark brown and to have a tan as well. So with that, kind of got a Beskar under the cheeks, Beskar on the ends there, some black pinstripe, but I like the way this looks. So now we're going to be doing some weathering just to bring it a little bit more to life. And like all weathering, I like to start with a black wash. So that's just a watered down acrylic paint in there. Just gonna paint over this whole thing and kind of dab it off. So if you guys have any questions of what's going on, what I'm doing here while I'm doing it, please just let me know. Give me a holler, happy to answer. Literally just paint this on. Watered down paint. Come back with the paper towel, dab it off. It's a very effective way to get this done. Why the paint? What paint? Why the paint color, or why am I painting black over top of this? This is a weathering technique to kind of give this whole thing a feeling of being a little more real world and not just a painted prop. It doesn't really show up as much, obviously, on this dark brown, but I still want to get it on there. Yes, because it does, just not as well. Oh, the colors. This is for a friend who's given it to a friend, and he asked for main color to be a darker brown, and the secondary color to have kind of be a tan. So that was what he wanted, and he gets what he wants. Yes, it does kind of look like a UPS helmet. I realize that. But what has brown done for you? thank you, sir. Thank you for, yes, I did. This is a resin helmet that he gave me, and all I did was paint it. Smooth out a little bit around in here because it was mainly completed when he gave it to me. All right, what else we got? Yes, okay. All right, so I'm also wanting to do kind of a little bit of scarring on here. So I want to show you guys kind of what I do for that. One of the many options I do. I've got a lot of different ways that I'll do this shit. So there's a little chip in the helmet. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it on this. Yeah, you can see it on that. A little chip on the helmet there. So I'm going to turn that into another little chip right there. So I'm going to turn that into like a blaster mark kind of going through here. Yeah, a little scar in there now. Come back with this, just let that sit on it for a second. And step 2. Come through with the little secret weapon of the rub and the buff. So rub and buff, it's actually a wax. It's a silver polish basically. I like to get that onto a Q-tip like so. And then we'll kind of go through the center of this, see what happens. And there, now you get a silver. And it kind of looks white, but that's silver, trust me. You do that. Something like that in there. We phase step 2. And then step 3. So I need a little black, so I'm just going to use some spray because I don't have any acrylic right around here. Too much. Just kind of getting some black mixed in with the silver really lightly. at something like that. Looking much better. Much better. So yeah, to me, weathering is a kind of a multi-phase process. You want to take your time and do little by little. You know, I'll probably come back and do more black wash after I do some of this other stuff. But another technique I like to use is I'll get a little raw sienna, just that color. This one I'm going to mix with just a little bit of gray. Dry brush this some along the seams and things to give it that kind of dusty look, if you will. Oh, what's up, Cody? How is it going, dude? Yeah, just finishing kind of up on this. This will be today, maybe tomorrow I'll be done. Just sit on it a little bit after I get this weathering done, and then spray it to finish. But yeah, it's 90% there, mostly done. Hope everyone's having a happy new year also. I am myself. Anytime I get a chance to, be off, watch football, and work on some props, that is a good weekend. Or a good New Year's, definitely. So we got, I love the Beskar cheek. So it's kind of the Beskar cheek, and that's Beskar. Very nice, though, I feel like. Get some worked out. Get a couple more little things like that to just give it that oomph. And this is just, I'm just dry brushing this. So I got a little bit of that raw sienna that I mixed with a tad of gray. And I get it on a napkin here. Just kind of get most of it off the brush. So you're just lightly brushing it on. get up in the corners and things better. That's where it would hit, you know. Something in here. What's up, Ike? Yeah, this is to me the best. My favorite part of any build is the weathering. That's what I love about Star Wars, and I've always said it. It's lived in, you know, it's a dirty universe. And part of my problem with the prequels is some of the stuff is just too clean. Padme's little fancy Naboo ship. A little scars there. Black mo, a little more black. Yeah, so whenever you want to get that face shield to me, off all day today. I open the next 2, and then I'm off for 8 in a row. So whenever you want to give me that, I can get in whenever. I think we're almost there. I'll probably have this sprayed and ready today. Something over here. It's always a process. So there were some natural little imperfections in the mold that I'm now just going through a little rub and buff in there, and it gives that Beskar look, you know. No, mainly I use rub and buff for the edge details. I do use, paint markers. I won't use a Sharpie, but I'll use a nice paint marker for things. But for most of my silver stuff, I tend to just use rub and buff. I really like it. Alright. I think we are damn near ready to paint this sucker. Or not paint it, but to seal it with the clear coat. No, this is just a helmet. This one is just a helmet. So yeah. All right. I'm gonna call quits for this for right now. Let this sit for a little bit. Come back, look at it, see if I feel like it needs any more. Ooh, is getting me a little high. See if I feel like it needs a little more. If it does, I'll add a little more. If not, I will go ahead and spray it, and I'm just going to use a gloss clear, I think. Yeah, probably just something standard gloss clear. That's what I purchased for it. See what happens. Let's see what happens. All right. That's what we got so far. It's looking good. Text me, Cody. We'll figure that out. All right. Thanks for being here, y'all. As always, I am Darth Rage. Me, not this guy. This is Darth Rage Reviews, your source for the Force.